morning, everyone. How's everyone feeling today? Good? Awake? A little hungover, maybe? Yeah? Okay. I'll keep this quick and light again. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about experience that we've had with promoting access and use of library resources, particularly using Google Scholar. Okay, the first thing I wanted to raise was this website. Are folks familiar with it? Has anyone used it? Okay, cool. So you're not the only ones. There was a study published last year by John Bohannon. It was published in Science magazine. It was about a year ago, and I don't know. I think the headline is a little deceptive. So obviously not everyone is using SCI-HUB, but that SCI-HUB is being used even in institutions, even in the United States, and even on university campuses. And so that is a really interesting question. So why are researchers at institutions, even at places like Stanford, where we basically have, the Stanford library budget is so big that they don't reveal what the number is, what their total budget is. We pretty much have subscriptions to everything. But why is it that people, even at Stanford, are using SCI-HUB? It's a really interesting question, and what Bohannon's paper suggested was that people are going to SCI-HUB out of convenience rather than necessity. That the traditional way that library resources are delivered, where you either have to log in or you have to search through multiple different databases, or that way is basically not the preferred way that people want to get access to content. They want to get access to content as quickly and as easily as they can. So, okay, who has heard of Unpayable? Is anyone familiar with Unpayable in this room? Yeah? Okay, so we have a couple of people. Do you use it?
Well, I've just installed it and tried it and see what happens.
Okay, yeah, so it's actually super recent. So Unpayable is a Chrome extension that you can download, and if you're a Google Chrome user, it takes seconds. And what Unpayable does is that it puts this little icon. If you're on a scholarly article, it puts a little icon which looks like a lock on the right-hand side of your screen. And according to them, it directs users to free versions of 65 to 85% of all paywalled articles. So this is a Science Direct article that I looked at this morning. And I was looking at it from my hotel. Obviously, they're not Science Direct subscribers. And I used Unpaywall, and it showed me a green lock. I clicked on that green lock, and it took me to the full text of the article. Which for this one was a PubMed Central, but in many other versions, it takes you to a preprint on an institutional repository or a version that's been uploaded to someone's website. So it's very interesting. Unlike SCI-HUB, it's actually legal because it is directing you to a legal free version, but it's basically automating this. So, what's the concern here really for librarians? Now, if I was the Stanford librarian, I would be really concerned that people on my campus are getting free access to content when I have paid for it, right? So, we were just talking about usage and evaluating resources and making decisions that are based on usage, but if some of the usage is happening in places that are off the campus network through places like SCI-HUB, or if people are going to free versions, going to preprint versions rather than the final version that I've paid for to deliver to my patrons, that's kind of a problem. What Google did a couple of years ago was that it changed the way that it indexed content. So what Google did in 2012 was that it removed all of its scholarly content from regular Google and put it into Google Scholar. And in 2014, they started prioritizing free versions of content over subscribed versions. Now, if you have a link resolver on your campus, like you can see here at Stanford, we have this Find It at Stanford. It shows on the right-hand side. That is a path for me to see, okay, well, I'm a user, I'm interested in this first article. That's the evolution of animal weapons. There's two links on the right. One is the PDF, which it looks like that's from the University of Montana, or it's Find It at Stanford. Now, I can click at Find It at Stanford. I can click on the link resolver, but what that would probably make me do is it would make me log in. I would then have to go into the library. I would then have to pick which version of the article, because it's an Annual Reviews article. It may come directly from Annual Reviews. It may be in JSTOR. It may be available through EBSCO. So the path for me as a researcher to getting that article, if I click on the link resolver, is about 3 or 4 more clicks to get to the final article. Whereas, the PDF is right there, and it's like pulling me in to just click on it and get the full text, right? And as a researcher, I want the quickest path to the full text. Now, where's the problem? That Stanford Library is not going to see the usage, right? So, as much as that happens, and if everyone is having this experience and it's happening across multiple databases, particularly things that the library has paid for, then what you're missing is a big chunk of the usage picture. So what subscriber links is, it is a way for libraries to work with Google Scholar to integrate your library holdings into Google Scholar. So what it looks like is, it's just a really subtle change. But now, what you're seeing at the top is not PDF from UMT, it's saying HTML from Annual Reviews. And when you click on that article, it takes you to the final publisher version that Stanford Library has paid for, that is the version of record. It's not a preprint, it's the version that the library has paid for. Okay, and so that's the direct link, and it'll take you directly to the final version of the article. So I can, it doesn't replace the link resolver. As you can see, the link resolver link is still there, but it complements it. So at Annual Reviews, as a publisher, we implemented subscriber links last year, well, in 2015. Now, these, I don't know how clear these lines are for everyone to see, but we had been seeing, with the different way that Google had been indexing our content, decreases in usage per year. And 2015 is the yellow line, so if you can follow it, there. And then the kind of reddish pink line is 2016. So what I can tell you is that we had no major change in our marketing of material. All we really did was this one technical fix, which was we implemented Google subscriber links. And we had over 20% increase in usage. And that was across almost all of our customers. And it was this really simple, really invisible thing that takes place in the background. The way it works is that the publisher has to tell Google, publishers send feeds to Google every week, an automatic feed updating what content they've published, what's new. The publisher basically tells Google, okay, University of Cape Town subscribes to 20 of our journals, these are the ones, and it basically updates that feed. So Google then knows, and they configure the University of Cape Town's Google Scholar for the holdings that the publisher is telling them. Like in the link resolver, it's the library that's communicating holdings. Through subscriber links, it's the publisher that's communicating holdings to Google. And we saw about a 20% increase across the board, across all of our customers. And we think of that as being a really positive thing. So just very quickly, I wanted to give you another example of what I've been doing with this. I don't know how many of you are familiar with the Research for Life programs. They're programs that are developed by the UN, and they deliver access to content throughout the developing world. They've been running for about 15 years, but they have been running with username and password access, and it's one username and password access for an institution. So it's kind of a clunky, really not very ideal way of publishers delivering access. So what we decided to do was, okay, for the past few years we've been delivering access by this username and password. Let's move on. Let's register IPs for institutions, and let's set them up for subscriber links, and let's see what happens. So we got IP addresses for institutions in 10 countries, and we partnered with Google Scholar, and we set up subscriber links, and this is the change in usage. And this is without contacting any of the libraries, without letting the researchers know. This just was completely done blindly in the background, and the average increase in usage, and the numbers are still really small, but the average increase in usage was over 2,000%. So I'm not going to say that will be the experience for universities in South Africa, but as librarians, what I would urge you to do is to tell the publishers that you're working with that you wish to participate in subscriber links. Some publishers require that you opt in. They won't set it up for you automatically, so just ask. And have those discussions. I think you can have them really any time during the year, particularly at a licensing and renewal time. I would urge you to just have that discussion and then see what you can do. I think as any librarian wants to get the full picture of usage for any given resource, and this is a really good way of getting it. And I'm around and available if you have any questions. Thank you.
Rather than a question for Kamran, we did a study at UCT on access to learning materials, ecology of access. We did it with Columbia University across a number of countries. It will be published in MIT Press, I think, towards the end of the year. But we did a survey in South African students, a small survey. But what you said about access to journals and online resources at the university library was reflected there. The students don't like logging into the library. They go to, this was before SCI-HUB, they go to parent sites. They know they have legal access, but they cannot be bothered with the step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4 of going to a library. So I think it's worth noting that. If you want to read about it in the UCT Open Scholarship, the repository, there's an article by Laura Chernovitz, Student Practices in Copyright Culture. It was a small survey, but we think it's very reflective of what we're doing. Thank you.